probably heard the saying, where there's a will, there's a way. But for me, it was more like, where there's a will, there's a mountain standing in the way, with snowstorm and an avalanche waiting at the top. Hi, I'm Hasvi Murki. I am a mountaineer who's climbed more than 10 mountains till now. I climb both the mountains we see and the mountains we face in daily lives. So most of the time while climbing, it's freezing, exhausting, and I'm questioning all my life choices up there. But here I am still doing it. Why, you may ask? The answer is persistence. Today, I want to share with you all why persistence is essential and why without it, life will continue to throw challenges at you. For instance, let's talk about Mount UT Kangri, the climb in Ladakh. A mountain that really knew how to test my patience. I trained for months feeling like a superhero, like legit months, 6 months it took me to train. I was convinced I could climb it because I've trained for so many months, right? So at least until I found myself at 20,000 feet, feeling like I needed an oxygen tank and a biryani because I was feeling hungry. So that was the first attempt of Mount UT Kangri. That was the first attempt in winter season. I had to face minus 40 degrees Celsius and I had to also endure a frostbite. But I still thought I was ready, determined and motivated. But we eventually had to turn back 400 meters from the summit. I'll be honest, after coming back home, I was like, I'll relax. I'll stop mountaineering. I'll Netflix and chill like every other person, every other teenager. Netflix and chill, I've never done that. It was very new to me that time. So because of that one failure, I thought of just relaxing and leaving everything behind. But here's the thing about persistence. It's like that one determined friend who won't stop bothering you until you keep trying again. So I trained harder and I went back for another attempt. This time I made it to the summit and I became the youngest I've ever climbed the mountain. The summit view was breathtaking. It was like a picture from the internet, but of course it was better because I was actually there. And I was actually proud of myself, not for summiting the mountain, but for not quitting. But here's where things get crazier. While I was climbing, especially the second attempt to Mount UT Kangri, I had to follow an extremely strict nutrition plan. And let me tell you, 8 to 9 months without eating burgers, pastas, chocolates, and like pizzas and like whatnot, and without a cheat day. That is. Like, which Hyderabadi goes without eating a biryani for 8 to 9 months? I can't even call myself a Hyderabadi. Biryani is not something you eat in Hyderabad, it's an emotion. How many of you agree with that? I definitely agree because I love biryani and I'm going to eat biryani in the next 4 months. So I can't wait for it. But every time I crave for these foods, I am reminded of my goals. I mean, chocolate is great, but have you seen a person reaching the summit of a mountain while sacrificing on a burger? I still have this quote of Novak Djokovic on my phone wallpaper. It says in that he clearly mentions that he sacrificed chocolate to win the Australian Open. Yeah, a piece of chocolate, and that's what he rewarded himself with. A piece of chocolate. A piece of chocolate was all it took him to win the Australian Open. These small sacrifices made a huge difference, which differentiated him from the others. For context, those were my first burgers, my first burger in 8 months, my first pizza in 8 months, my first chocolate in 8 months, my first thick shake in 8 months. And let me tell you, Pani Puri is due since 4 years. I need to eat Pani Puri. I still haven't eaten it. But that burger was amazing. You could see how tasty it looked. It took me 80 minutes to eat that burger in Russia. Okay, so along with nutrition plan, I also had to follow an extremely strict fitness regime. This fitness regime tested me more mentally than physically. Like running 21 kilometers at 5 a.m. Like, which 16-year-old or 15-year-old does that? Cycling 100 kilometers at 7 p.m. Or like walking overnight starting at 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning with 10 kg bag and like full trekking outfit. That was all I had to do to prepare for this climb. You see, persistence is not about proving to yourself that you can overcome obstacles, even if universe is you're going against you. And let me tell you, reaching to the top after the strenuous climb of the summit days ranging from 18 to 22 hours, it feels like that one moment, like, I finally reached the top, yes. But standing there, I was like, if I can climb this, then I can definitely do whatever I want if I keep my mind to it. And because all it takes is to be consistent, and if you have your mind to it, you can do anything you want to, because there's no peak too high and there's no challenge too great. Coming to my world records, I hold 4 records for being the youngest to climb Mount UT Kangri at the age of 13, being the youngest girl to climb Mount Kangyatse and Mount Dozongo within 72 hours at the age of 13, youngest to climb Mount Elbrus east and west within 24 hours, which is the highest mountain in Russia, in Europe, and the youngest to climb Mount Island Peak in Nepal. I know what you guys might be thinking right now. Why do you keep doing this to yourself? And honestly, I wonder the same thing sometimes when my legs are frozen because of the cold, and when my water bottle is like stuck, became totally ice. It becomes total ice sometimes. That's when I question myself. But here's the truth: Netflix will always be there, right? And these mountains, they're just waiting to be climbed. I mean, climbing these mountains helps me discover the uncharted territories, leaving me with lifelong lessons to cherish. People often think that the hardest part is actually reaching the summit. It's like, oh my God, I can do this. But it's not actually reaching the summit. It's actually telling yourself that I can do it at minus 20 degrees Celsius. You think that climbing it gets easier, but it's not that. I remember climbing on Mount Elbrus. Just when I thought I had things figured out, the weather changed badly. I found myself hanging like a piece of cloth, legit like a piece of cloth. My coach had to support me because that I don't fall off the mountain. It was that bad. There were really high winds. So it's basically like, in that moment I didn't know what to do, and my coach was unsure as well because of the drastic change in weather. But nevertheless, I pushed through the strong winds. I didn't give up. I summited Mount Elbrus West that day, and we were only one of the 2 groups who were able to summit that day. The next, that is not it. The next day, we also summited Mount Elbrus East, which made me the youngest to ever do so. Yeah, so life is more than just mountains. It's climbing like literal mountains. It's also like the metaphorical ones, like we climb every day. Like every single day we climb mountains, like to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, or to go to office, to go to work, to go to school. I climb mountains every day while going to school because I don't want to go to school. But the lessons I've learned on mountains go beyond just the physical climb. It's also, it goes beyond pushing through harsh winds or reaching new heights. I've learned the same determination. The same determination can shape challenges we face off the mountains as well. Whether it's guiding people through my NGO or pushing to new limits, perseverance is a tool that transforms not only my own journey, but also the journey around me, the journey of people around me. Because one step forward can lead you to a higher peak, inspiring others to climb their own mountain. No matter what the challenges what the challenges are, can raise them beyond the horizon. So determination also has a way of creating a ripple effect. For instance, through my NGO, I am mentoring tribal students and orphan kids, helping them realize that they can do anything and they can achieve whatever they want to, if they just stick to it. I've seen dedication not only change my lives, but also the lives of people around me. It's like a chain reaction, you see. A one-driven person can inspire an entire community, and before you know it, everyone's out there climbing their own mountains. Now, let me share you my story of Mount Everest. I was all set to climb Everest this year, like Everest, like the highest mountain in the world. We studied in our geography classes. Everest, oh my God, such a high mountain, but we never know. Yeah, so it was going to be an epic climb until a few complications rised in. It felt like I was all dressed up for a party. I was all excited for the party, but guess what? Party got cancelled. Oh no. Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, I'll be climbing Everest next year, and I'll be climbing Mount Aconcagua this year end. So I'm pretty excited for that, because determination doesn't flinch at snowstorms or at obstacles in your path. It simply says you'll reach your goal eventually. Take your time, even if it means taking your time, pausing for some time, and still continuing that journey. It's just like climbing a steep staircase. You see, you need to continue the journey, but with pauses in between. Of course, the key lessons I've learned is determination, of course, right? When you truly love something, you'll give it your all. And when you do it, you can achieve whatever you want to. That's what determination is all about. Of course, you don't successfully climb mountains or get world records. You train every day for it. It's about showing up every day without getting tired, and it's about training at 4 a.m. Without feeling tired. Because like, oh my god, I don't want to wake up at 4 a.m. It's 4 a.m. again. I should run again. It's about training every single day. That's exactly what determination is. Showing up even when when you really don't want to. For me, these lessons didn't come easy. Of course, because morning 4 a.m. who wakes up? It didn't come easy. It was because of my parents, my mentors, and my failures that have taught me the most. Yes, my failures have taught me the most till now, more than my success. But at the end of the day, persistence, determination, and the will to never give up is all about staying in the game. Whether it's on a mountain or like a huge amount of homework or just a bad day, it's all about refusing to quit when things get tough. So the next time you're facing a challenge, whether it's a huge mountain again, or an overwhelming amount of homework, or bad day, remember this: persistence is your best friend. And you might stumble, you might fall, but with persistence you'll always rise up again, because every step forward is one step closer to your summit. Thank you so much.